Once upon a time, in a kingdom surrounded by towering mountains and deep green forests, there lived a beautiful princess named Isabella. She had hair as golden as the sun and eyes as blue as the clearest sky. The people of the kingdom loved her for her kindness and gentle spirit. In the same kingdom lived a brave knight named Sir Adrian. He was known across the lands for his courage, loyalty, and skill with the sword. Wherever danger threatened the kingdom, Sir Adrian was the first to ride out and face it. One day, a dark cloud fell over the kingdom. A terrible dragon, with scales like iron and breath of fire, descended from the mountains and captured Princess Isabella. The dragon carried her off to a distant castle, hidden deep within the Forest of Shadows, a place from which no one had ever returned. The king, desperate to save his daughter, promised half of his kingdom and the princess's hand in marriage to anyone who could rescue her. Many knights tried and failed. Some were too afraid to enter the forest. Others were lost within its dark, twisting paths. But Sir Adrian would not be discouraged. He mounted his faithful horse, Starfire, and set out on his quest without hesitation. His journey was long and dangerous. He faced wild beasts, treacherous rivers, and enchanted traps that tried to lure him away from his path. Days turned into nights, and still Sir Adrian rode on, his determination burning bright within him. At last, on the horizon, he saw the dark silhouette of the Forest of Shadows. The trees seemed to reach up like gnarled fingers towards the sky, blocking out the sun and moon. As he entered the forest, an eerie silence fell around him. Even the wind seemed to hold its breath. Sir Adrian knew this was a place of magic, where the rules of the world were twisted and turned. Strange sounds echoed around him, whispers that seemed to come from the trees themselves and the rustling of unseen creatures in the undergrowth. But Sir Adrian's heart was strong. He tightened his grip on the reins, urging Starfire forward. Then suddenly, from the corner of his eye, he saw movement. A pair of glowing eyes watched him from the shadows. With a snort, Starfire reared back, pawing the ground. In that moment, Sir Adrian felt a surge of fear. Could this be one of the forest's many dangers? Was he about to become another failure in the king's desperate quest? But taking a deep breath, he calmed himself and his horse. Drawing his sword, he stepped into the darkness, ready to face whatever might come. And just when he thought the forest couldn't become any darker, the trees closed in around him, plunging him into total blackness. All he could hear was the pounding of his own heart. Then, from the shadows, a voice echoed. "Who dares disturb the peace of the Forest of Shadows?" Sir Adrian stepped forward. "I am Sir Adrian, a knight from the kingdom beyond these woods. I come as a friend, not a foe." The voice chuckled, a sound like dry leaves crunching underfoot. "A friend, you say? What brings you to this place of secrets?" "I seek the Princess Isabella, who was taken by a fearsome dragon. I will not rest until I bring her home." The voice was silent for a moment. "A noble quest indeed, but know this, the path ahead is fraught with peril. Are you sure you are ready to face the trials that lie before you? I am a knight sworn to protect the weak and innocent. Nothing will turn me back now." The voice seemed to sigh. "Very well then, Sir Adrian. I sense a pure heart within you. I am the spirit of the forest. And though I cannot help you directly, I will guide you on your way. Follow my voice and it will lead you to the heart of the forest and the castle of the dragon." With that, the voice faded away, leaving Sir Adrian in the darkness once more. But he was not alone. The spirit of the forest had placed a small glowing stone in his palm, and its light illuminated the path before him. As he moved forward, the stone seemed to pulse with a soft rhythm, guiding his steps. Suddenly, a net as strong as iron dropped down from the trees, blocking his way. Thorns as sharp as knives protruded from the ground around him, forming a tight circle. And from the shadows, the voice of the forest boomed. "First, you must prove your worthiness. Raise the ancient stone high and speak the words of courage if you wish to pass." Sir Adrian held the stone aloft, its light banishing the shadows. "I am Sir Adrian," he declared, his voice echoing through the silent trees. "I am unafraid. Help me, spirit of the forest, to overcome this trial and rescue the princess." As he spoke the words, the light from the stone grew brighter, pushing back the darkness. The net dissolved into shimmering dust, and the thorns retracted back into the ground. The spirit of the forest had tested him, and he had passed. And so Sir Adrian continued on, following the pulsing glow of the stone until he came to a clearing. Before him stood a magnificent castle made of dark obsidian. Smoke curled from its towers, and a single flickering lantern glowed in one of the upper windows. The spirit of the forest had led him to the heart of the dragon's domain. Taking a deep breath, Sir Adrian urged Starfire forward, his heart pounding in his chest. As they approached the castle, a deafening roar echoed around them. The dragon had sensed their arrival. Sir Adrian dismounted, tying Starfire to a nearby tree. Then, drawing his sword, he crept closer to the castle, moving silently through the shadows. The dragon slept, its massive form blocking the entrance to the castle. Its scales shimmered like polished armor, and its breath formed clouds of steam on the cold stone ground. But Sir Adrian knew he had only one chance. With silent steps, he approached and drew his sword. The battle was fierce. The dragon roared and lashed its tail, shaking the ground. Fire burst from its mouth, lighting up the dark castle courtyard. But Sir Adrian fought with all his strength and cleverness. He used his shield to block the flames and waited for the dragon to grow tired. Finally, with a mighty leap, Sir Adrian struck the dragon's heart. The beast let out a final roar before collapsing to the ground. The castle gates creaked open, and inside, Sir Adrian found Princess Isabella, locked in a high tower. He climbed the narrow stairs and broke the lock with his sword. When Isabella saw him, her eyes filled with hope. "You have saved me," she cried. "Your courage kept you strong, my lady," Sir Adrian said with a smile. Together they returned to the kingdom. The people celebrated for days and nights, singing songs of Sir Adrian's bravery. True to his word, the king offered Sir Adrian the princess's hand in marriage. But Sir Adrian and Princess Isabella chose to marry not because of a promise, but because they had come to love and respect each other. Their wedding was the grandest the kingdom had ever seen, and their love became a legend passed down through generations. Sir Adrian and Princess Isabella ruled the kingdom with wisdom and kindness, and the people lived happily ever after under their reign. The end.